In a city far, far away, one very much like our own, the citizens of Techville suffer from a deadly plague of eye disorders. Laptops, phones, and tablets have become rapidly integrated into our everyday lives, but little did we know that technology is slowly and insidiously taking over the world. With Techville becoming so dependent on technology, experts have started to question whether technology is really feeding our inner psychological disorders. And thus, Dr. Larry Rosen coins a term, eye disorder, which can be defined as changes to your brain's ability to process information and your ability to relate to the world due to your daily use of media and technology, resulting in signs and symptoms of psychological disorders such as stress, sleeplessness, and a compulsive need to check in with all of your technology. And with the eye disorder epidemic, Techville would be an extinct population if it weren't for Dino. Dino is Techville's eye superhero, fighting off eye disorders and keeping the human population human and sane from technological peril. But Dino can't always save the day from everyone. So in order to further understand how we can find an antidote to cure these various eye disorders more efficiently, let's take a look at a few different cases of eye disorders that have plagued the inhabitants of Techville.
Episode 1: Narcissism. In the city of Techville, there exists a boy who has been diagnosed with narcissism. The boy named John sits in front of his computer, taking selfies and uploads them to Facebook and Twitter, claiming he's ugly to fish for compliments. His friends compliment him, and he gets more and more narcissistic. He gains new powers, allowing him to become super strong when he receives compliments from his friends, but becomes fragile when faced with criticism. He begins terrorizing his friends and forcing them to worship him. Hearing the distress calls, Dino bursts into his room and begins insulting John to reduce his power level. Dino then uses his telepathic powers to project the thoughts and images of John's friends into his mind. This causes him to realize how much pain he has put his friends through, and he repents. Once again, the day is saved by Dino.
Episode 2: Self-Esteem Issues. In the city of Techville, Sally, a young girl, decides to buy some magazines to read for the boring Sunday afternoon. She picks up the recent Teen Vogue Fall Edition and flips through the first pages of the beautifully colored magazine. Sally starts to notice the difference between her body and the skinny models on the magazines. They had small waists, contoured face, and gorgeous long legs, all which Sally realized she didn't have. She leaves the magazine open by her side, and she flips on the TV in order to distract herself from her thoughts. However, every single ad on the TV had gorgeous women posing and stroking their faces like angels. Sally's at 14, and already she has self-esteem issues. Sally cries in her bedroom, sobbing over the fact that she's an ugly human being that nobody loves. Suddenly, Dino bashes into the room and pulls away the blanket Sally was hiding under. Sally, you're beautiful, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Sally realizes she's been sleeping for a long time in a nightmare where she constantly is manipulated by the media and to believe that her body shape should resemble those of models. So Sally believes people can say whatever they want about you. They can refuse to like you. They can think you're ugly or pathetic, but you yourself must never fall out of your love with yourself. Once again, Dino saves the day.
Episode 3: Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. In the city of Techville, a boy named Matthew has not left his room in days. His body is beginning to shut down from lack of sleep, food, and water. All he does is play World of Warcraft and check for online updates from friends. Matthew is suffering from the obsessive compulsive eye disorder. He feels a powerful anxiety if he is not constantly keeping in track of his virtual world. His parents cannot reach him, literally. His OCD over technology has created an incredible force field that keeps away everything non-technological in his life. At this rate, Matthew will die. Who could possibly save him? Dino can. He swoops in through the window and Matthew's force field is temporarily broken. Dino takes this moment to use his freeze ray on all the technology in the room. He then exclaims, "Get a hold of yourself, man. If you don't listen to me, you'll die and never become a level 50 mage. No Oracle staff, no nothing. You need to take steps to get over your obsession. Use programs like Concentrate to limit your time on distracting programs. Take a break from technology when you're feeling anxious rather than depending on it to reduce your anxiety. You have to realize that it's no big deal if you miss out on one online battle or Facebook status." Slowly, the boy lets his force field down and turns off his computer. Once again, the day is saved, thanks to Dino!
John, Sally, and Matthew aren't the only ones who can't escape the lure of their technological devices. In fact, Techville isn't the only city affected. It's everywhere else on Earth. You, me, our teachers, friends, and family. Today, with our increasing internet-laden society, it is so commonplace to develop eye disorders, even if it is just a minor case. Our world is not going to change, and technology will continue to penetrate society even deeper, and we must follow the solutions to stay human in an increasingly technological world. Technology has brought us so many benefits such as extensive social connection, easy information accessibility, and convenience in communication. However, this constant connectivity is so much a part of our culture that its effects have been hotly debated. Frank Lloyd Wright once said, "If it keeps up, man will atrophy all of his limbs but the push-button finger." This isn't the future that we want for our humanity. We don't want Techville to become a microcosm of Earth. We don't have Dino to save the day every day, so we must be responsible for our own problems. Let's rethink of what types of eye disorders we may be developing and use that assessment to reduce our use of technology to our best benefits by using just the right amount. No eye disorders equals a better society. So I have a final question for you. Do you suffer from an eye disorder?